Hello and welcome everyone, it is me, the Lover, also known as the Power to Duelist, back for you with another video, and of course, back in Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel. I wanted to get one in because season's about to end, and I will have to get back to platform when we get into the next season. So yeah, let's quickly, go over the deck just for formality's sake, as this deck, I think this is the list that we've probably played for like the most episodes by now, easily, right? Don't quote me on that, but yeah, pretty standard ratios I think for the main deck. As you can probably see, we've added a couple of hand traps here to maybe help us a bit in case we do lose a coin toss. But yeah, outside of that it's just Morphtronics, so yeah, let's get into some games and see what we can do this week. Very excited to see what kind of, decks come out of the woodworks here on the last day of the ranked season. Our opponent is in contention for a rank up. Probably doesn't really care about that. We are going first, which is very interesting. Oh my god. What is this hand? Oh god. Ooh. Whoops. What happened there? Oh, this better not be anything remotely competent. Otherwise, I think we are very much toast. Holy. Gadget Hauler 2 Braver equips. I think even if I open at least it's Dark Magician, so probably not at a risk of getting killed. But that sure is it is an opener, it is a selection of 5 opening cards. God damn. Yeah, it goes for Souls, puts back the, I think just puts back the illusion here, right? And then dumps Bart Chest. Heckin' love him. To summon, right? And then Salvation triggers to summon DMG. Yep, there he is, the ultimate wizard in terms of attack and defense. Impressive. Dark magic attack. Oh, yeah, I think we just fire Called By just to, fire Called By here. At least currently, there's no Dark Magical Circle on the field, so we do not have to worry about an interruption as, we are speaking. This is just Dark Magician, But I think we still need to rip something absolutely crazy off the top here. That is good, but nothing crazy. I think we'll do a little bit of this here, do a little bit of this, Ooh, that is rough. Yeah, Eternal Soul, flips the Eternal Soul, sets, flips the Eternal Soul and goes for Dark Magic Attack 1000 Knives. Would be very impressed if our opponent was on a second, oh, that's a negate. Tribute a Dark Magician or Dark Magician Girl, special a Dark Magician, Dark Magician Grave with a different action to a monster if you do negate that activated effect. Oh. That feels like a surprisingly good card. Especially with Salvation. Because you can just keep both in rotation. Oh boy. Yeah, good thing we found Imperm, because that way we can at least deny access to Circle, which is nice. But I think the combination makes a lot here very, very hard comparatively. That's a Dark Magic attack or 1,000 knives. Play 2,000 knives? Jesus Christ. I mean, pretending as if I know Dark Magician ratios, to be fair. Like, surprised that I see 2,000 knives, but maybe that's optimal, you know? There's a Nightmare Phoenix at least. That's a card I know. Discards 1, pops the back row. Discards, what was this? 1,000 knives, okay. 1,000 knives, impressive. Take 19, can resummon resummons Dark Magician next turn probably. Do we have ways? That is one of the ways of anything. Jesus Christ. We can go Gamer here. Gamer effect. Doesn't have a Dark Magician to tribute. I think it's always Telephone, right? Because I'm thinking that we maybe go Cellphone here and try and high roll into something, because we still have like every Morphtronic left in deck. We're currently not in a position where our opponent can interrupt us. Though problem is, if we miss with the Cellphone, we don't have a way to extend. Yeah, I think we just get it twisted. Like, even if we make a 7 here, PTD doesn't... PTD just contests the Phoenix and not the... not the Dark Magician. Because we don't play... Or we do play an attack boosting equip spell, but we can't guarantee such that. Yes, I would like to special the Gadget Hauler as well, as I have drawn that. Please don't Eternal Soul here. Time to jinx it. Doesn't E-Soul, okay. Maybe we are gaming. Because I would struggle to find a situation in which Dark Magician has a convincing out for like a Braver. Telephone. We link Kuribo first. I am very confused as to why that Eternal Soul has not been fired yet, but I guess more power to him rocking up with Dark Magician here. I think I'll keep everything on the board, because in the worst case I can still make Excel starters that way. And then have a Braver line, but I would hope that the Cellphone doesn't miss. Oh, well, you know, if it was that easy... if it was that easy, I think this deck would be a lot better. So we'll just go Excel Stardust here, make a Braver. I'm like thinking, how the... Does Dark Magician have like non-targeting removal? Because 1,000 Knives targets. I think like if there's a second Dark Magic attack in my future, maybe. But that is about it, right? There's no real like... You know, just like non-targeting stuff in there. So I think summoning a Braver kinda would win me the game. Not a whole lot of responses. Or am I missing something? Cause like I'm pretty sure that like you could just like E-Soul, summon back the DM. And once I start, doing silly stuff over here, you could just tribute DM, summon DMG, and prevent me from doing silly stuff, right? But first of all, it is time to Synchro Summon! Power Tool, Braver, Dragon! go for the effect here, get all of those equips. We can, as nice as it is, also get those back from the grave. Which is why I'm kind of to like spoil the next absolute like war crime of a deck I'm about to commit. Because I'm testing with the new Dire Bellstar cards from the OCG, because I really like that engine as kind of a more like a less defensive adventurer engine of sorts, if that like makes sense. Because, you know, you're adding like a body and a negate to your end board essentially. Since, you know, we can't go for like Chaos Ruler lines in the TCG. I think we're about to like absolutely end this E-Soul, right? Especially if we like find another Morphtronic. But yeah, I just like the theming, you know, like Space Witch Indiana Jones just kind of speaks to me. And I was like, yeah, let's you know, the most logical thing, of course, if you have like a new engine you like, is to jam it into your favorite pet deck. And I've been kind of enjoying that, because like in a worst case, if like your Dire Bellstar gets hit, I think I don't get the draw here if I pop the E-Soul, but I do want the E-Soul gone still. It's like you can use the Dire Bellstar and the level 1 tuner to make Axel starters and have like easier Braver lines that way, which is kind of cute. But you know, of course, that's like assuming the worst already. Otherwise, it's just, you know, the average me being an idiot. Oh, I do get to draw. Oh, yeah, because it draws on res, and then, like, afterwards the E-Soul triggers. Damn, that's a crazy rip, dog. But yeah, it's like one of those, like, really cool things in Age of Overlord I'm really looking forward to. Once we get that set in the TCG, because the Dire Bellstar cards look cool. With like a lot of flexibility in what you can do, because like people in the OCG were like jamming that into Rescue Ace from what I've heard. Just, you know, going for telephone here. I think we're just assembling game, right? And of course, as I've mentioned earlier, you can make Chaos Ruler off that, which is not a thing in the TCG anymore. But in the OCG, that is, of course, still a thing. And Boomboxen is game here, because we can just make an access code talker. I mean, you could just, like, straight commit into an access code here, which is, like, the funniest part, because Boomboxen's 24 on an MP board. So, yeah, that's kind of cool. Because you can, like, search, I think, like, the Snake Eyes search spell, because that's also, like, a Sinful Spoils card. Grab like a Jet Synchron that way and make Chaos Ruler, which can't anymore here. Access code, and that's game. Very sick. But yeah, I've been testing with that, and that's been, you know, kind of fun. And outside of that, the Horus cards for Age of Overlord also look very sick, even if those like don't really have like this completed deck feel. As you'd expect. I think most those have done like in the OCG up until now is like just be an engine in other decks. I think I've seen that in like, or like at least in like lists on Road of the King as like an engine in Tearlaments, because that's like still a deck in the OCG. But I do like the concept of those, you know, you have like the sarcophagus, you can just dump your whole engine and then just have like this infinite grind game essentially, if you happen to still retain the sarcophagus, while you also have like this underworld goddess protection where, you know, you're safe from everything that would you know, that wouldn't target, kind of this like reverse protection. Because usually things are targeting immune, but yeah, I don't know. Konami just said, yep, we... Oh, that's an Oriana. Do I care about that? The problem is, like, there's, like, no really good thing here to imperm. I think we keep Ash for like a big welcome. I think that's fair, right? Keeping like Ash for like a big welcome. Problem is like if I imperm this, which I would like to, we potentially turn like a lady in hand life, which is not great. Hand's also not, you know, not the craziest. I think we do let this resolve then, because in a worst case we can maybe like imperm up. Okay. I was, you know, afraid of that. And there's the lady. Because, yeah, if I imperm this, you know, just goes summon lady and then doesn't get like the initial value because this is like directly when, you know, normal trap happens. This just adds a labyrinth card. Yeah, go ahead. I was like, do we know this is trap trick? No, we don't. Goes for the field spell, which isn't great. But we might find a way to deal with that. Smile. Surely. Surely we will find a way to deal with that. And there's a Stovey Torby. Sends the other Ariana. And just says welcome. Special Fiend of that card's effects resolution. Does that mean you don't get the pop if I Ash the welcome? That'd be very cool. I'd like that. That's a card. I think so. Today I'm not supposed to like draw good hands. Yeah, then I would have like absolutely ashed like the frickin' Oriana. You just set Ash, set Imperm. Maybe set like a Raptinus to be funny. But otherwise there's not a whole lot to do here. This is also a... Yes, this is an ignition effect, so... We can... I mean, we can at least, like, you know, prove the theory of, like... Doesn't get, like, the field spell pop if I Ash the welcome. But there's a big welcome in our future, and there's a bit more in our future, because that's a Lady Labyrinth trigger. Please do not eradicate on me. Compulse, that's a cool card. I like that that's like seeing play in Labyrinth. I don't know if this is like just, you know, nostalgia brain or just, you know, silly shit. But I really like it when you have these like old cards that see like play again. Either, you know, because a new archetype kind of emphasizes that, or, you know, gets benefits out of that, like, you know, Labyrinth getting benefit off of, you know, Compulse being a normal trap with just a good free removal effect. Since, you know, spinning a monster is like, or bouncing a monster, spinning is going back to the deck. If I'm, you know, using Yu-Gi-Oh slang, I should, of course, also use the correct ones. Because, you know, bouncing still like good removal, because you can just bounce extra deck pieces, and there's that. I mean, multiple Labyrinth. But I think there was no pop on the Ash, yeah, because the... I'll just summons a Fiend, okay. Cool. But yeah, even to go back on that, when, you know, cash format was like beginning, and like even a bit to this day, it's become like rarer to see people playing Book of Moon again, just because it, like, you know, deals with the Arise art, which is kind of cool. I think nowadays people don't play that anymore because Pearly is like a thing, and just having like this singleton piece just doesn't do enough, because you're not just oh damn, there goes the telephone, because you're not dealing with as much anymore, because, you know, you need to be prepared for, like, pure Pearly and Cash Tier at the same time. But Book only would deal with, like, an Arise art, but not with the Noir, because Noir is, like, an actual tower. But, yeah, I don't know, I think that's cool, you know, to have these, like, old cards that, like, maybe have, like, these just good effects that just turn relevant overnight again. I think that's really cool. Oh, this was in my turn. Modern Yu-Gi-Oh! For it's the feather dust of the turn. Yeah, go ahead, pop the Super Magic Sword of Raptness. I couldn't care less. This, I think, is very much Jova. I'm like thinking. Damn. We really weren't supposed to like draw any good hands today. That was kind of crazy. Snipe the Ash, do it. Snipe the Ash, I dare you. Chainlink 4, this is crazy. And triggers the welcome, because you can reset that if, you know, removed by a normal trap. Absolute insanity. It chains another welcome. We are building all of the chain links. Chainlink 7. Okay, can we get much higher is like the big question. That's crazy. Literally pressed all the buttons. So that's, yeah, Impalm. Goes, yeah, just, I think summons just like another big woman to beat me to death with. Although I think there's worse fates in the world. Huh. I feel like you can like be you know, the smart guy in comments and say you should have ashed like an Ariana. But I feel like ashing welcome is just so much better at like the end of like a lab combo, or like ash a big welcome, because that way, you know, doesn't get big welcome, also doesn't get the graveyard effect. I think that's just so much better stuff to ash than Ariana. We are making Unihorn. Am I getting access coded? Probably, right? Damn, BM spins one of his own cards. That's not cool. Why you gotta do me like this? Just a poor boy playing his favorite pet deck in plat. What have I done to you? Yeah, backjacks here, swap stop cards. Make access. I mean, this is game on board, because like the ladies are just so huge. Set it. Can't be activated unless you control a fiend. Well, you do control a couple of those. Oh, I think is he fiend locked? Can you even go on an access code? This deck probably has like a fiend lock somewhere, right? I think on like one of the welcome traps. Yep, there's a fiend lock. There is a fiend lock. Can't even access code. Jesus Christ. Damn. Those certainly were some games. Like, I mean, I expect the first one to end like this, so at least getting like a win is kind of cute. But you know, we also played against like a night and day difference in power output and decks, because we played against Dog Magician and then friggin' Labyrinth out of nowhere. So that's a thing. But even if this is a bit shorter than the last couple episodes, but you know, I did sneak in a bit extra time in those, because I'm just having so much fun with this project, recording these, and just everything around it, as you know, you probably saw in the community post that went up yesterday from the day of recording this, but probably went up like 4 to 5 days ago from the point when this is getting uploaded. If you didn't, check it out. It's me being all sappy. But yeah, just as always, you know the drill by now. It's absolutely crazy to be here and get to do this. So yeah, I will thank you guys, just as always, very much for watching, and see you guys again next time. But until then, goodbye.